Hello, everybody. We're welcome back. We have Amrit Aujla. I could say it before, now I can't say it. Aujla, right? How you doing?
Good. How are you, Bruce?
Good. So you are now. You've been in the industry for a long time. We've been chasing each other for a long time to do this interview. So you are now with R&T Truck and Trailer Repair, right? So how long have you been here?
Just 2 weeks now.
A long time career, but this is not your first rodeo. You used to work for Peterbilt, you used to work for Freightliner, various positions, and so R&T Trailer Repair doesn't sound like a place where I'd go buy a truck. So you guys just opened a new division. That's one of the reasons you're here. So tell us about the new truck part there.
Okay. The new truck part is I've been brought on to retail used trucks here. We have sister companies that sell new trucks, and their trades are going to be shipped here to our Mississauga store to be retailed.
Okay, cool. So how'd you get into transportation? What's your background? You just walked down the street and gave your name in, or how'd you get into the trucking industry?
That's a good question, Bruce. I was actually born into it because my father has a business, and so after school I studied marketing. It was a good fit for me just because you've heard that saying, "Do what you know," right?
Yeah. And you know trucking, right? And you were selling used trucks at Peterbilt as well too. So let's talk about how somebody, you got a new owner operator wants to come and buy a truck. What is the first thing that he or she should be looking for, and what would you be asking them for?
Okay, my thing on the top of every customer's list is fuel economy, right? If he saves $1 on fuel, he can put it in his pocket. So I just do an interview the way we're doing now, and then I'll make a recommendation after asking several questions.
Okay, so then, so what do you require? So you say that the driver should be looking at fuel economy as one of the major issues. When they're purchasing a truck, they're looking for one with the best economy, right?
Yeah, it's a business they're running, right? So we need to basically spec a fuel efficient truck. That's the first thing I look for.
Okay, so once we got the truck, what does the driver or the potential owner operator have to bring you? I'm sure they don't maybe they just bring cash, but do you check to see if they're in business? What background stuff would you need?
Right, so another good question. One thing, most trucks, like 95%, are always on a truck. Most deals are done with a truck loan of some sort. So then that requires 2 years. If you want to buy your own truck, you have to have at least 2 years experience. So I usually ask them right off the bat, like, how long have you been driving for? The more they've been driving for, the better the whole process will be, the better the financing rate, the better, just a smoother transition if they have experience.
Okay, so what happens because now there's a bit of a trend for brand new drivers coming out of a school, and I'm with you. I'm not necessarily suggesting that, but there are some sharp drivers who have done that. So if someone is brand new, can they still get financing, or if they don't have the 2 years, it doesn't work?
Yeah, there's always someone that would lend $1, but my concern is the high interest rate. So I would tell the customer right off the bat, build your experience and come back to me. I don't want them starting a business and their interest rate's so high they're not going to make money. I would never want that for a customer.
Okay, so then what does a new driver, if they've got 2 years, are you looking for business experience, or are you just looking for driving experience? Because it's two different parts, right? I know people who are excellent drivers, terrible at business, and vice versa. So what do you look for in a person to know if they're in business?
Wait, so it's just 2 years driving experience. The business doesn't matter. A lot of times they'll buy a truck and then get incorporated after. We just require 2 years of truck driving experience. That's it.
Okay. So now, how much would your used trucks? What's the average price your trucks are running?
Well, we have a lot of stuff. Like maybe a retail truck can 50,000, but that's just a number I'm just pulling out of a hat. 50,000.
All right. So if the truck costs $50,000, what would they be looking at for a down payment? Is there a rough number for that?
Yeah, good question. So then the average down payment is 10%. That's most common. I'll ask them, do you have 10% down?
Okay, so 10% down, so we're looking at $5,000 to get started. That's not too bad, actually. I thought it would be more than that. And then what kind of a payment? And I know it'll depend on how much they borrow and all that, but what kind of a monthly payment would a person come out with for that?
Again, there's so many variables, right? If there's a lease to own, you can have a residual at the end, or it depends on the term. I don't know, your payment could be $1,500, but that's just, again, it's just, I don't have a specific answer for that, but sure, maybe 1,500 sounds fair.
Okay, good. So it will depend on the rest of the financing after the down payment. So have you seen a lot of successful? You've dealt mostly with the used truck market, right? So have you seen a lot of successful owner operators?
Yeah, for sure. The thing with owner operators is at this dealership, we really do our due diligence. So before I sell a truck, I look at the engine, transmission, differential. It has to have a clean title, no liens. And if it passes all these tests, then we retail it. We do have some bad trucks that come through the door, but we just send it to the auction. And then from the previous deals I've done, I do stay in touch with these customers. They are doing well because they're putting their all into it, right? They're working long hours. It's a business, right? So you know what to expect.
Yeah. So I mean, do you require them to be leased onto somebody or an independent? How do you check if they have the income? Is that part of the whole checking of the contract?
On my end, I'm the truck salesperson, so it's the finance department, but I do work closely with them. So what helps is a job letter. If a customer has a job letter, then the finance company is more comfortable giving them money.
Okay, so they have to show that they're either employed, contracted, whatever. Do you get the people who are totally independent owner operators who may be running under their own authority? What happens there?
Yeah, so if a customer has his own trailer and finds his own loads, what we would require from them is maybe a balance sheet for last 2 years or income statement or something like that.
Okay, cool. So there's a lot into it and a lot of things that go on with business. Um, when you get these trucks, how old are they roughly? What kind of fleets are you getting?
Well, our older trucks, to be honest, we get all sorts of trade-ins, but those ones we just send to the auction because there's too much of a wild card, right? That could go wrong. So the newer trucks, say 7 years and newer, those are the ones that are less problems for us, less problems for the customer, and that we like to retail.
Yeah, and most fleets I know are looking for a certain age of truck anyway. Usually, they don't want to go much more than 5 or possibly 7 years anyway. So there's no sense buying a 10-year-old truck unless you're just in love with it. So now you guys also and you just kind of started that division, but you guys are better known for repairs, right? So what kind of truck repairs do you do here?
Okay, here we do a bit of everything. We have technicians on the floor that are special and that are specialists in electronic repairs. Um, we have oil change, of course. We have a guy that's his niche is safeties. Then we have a guy that just rebuilds motors all day. So we have a little bit of everything. We fix trailers as well. So we have a body shop for trailers.
And you've got a fantastic facility here. I know probably about a year or so. I think you guys put in some new bays and extended some services, and so you're now a one-stop shop. I know you've got repair vehicles that are mobile and all of that kind of stuff. So uh, if someone's working with R&T specifically, is there any better rates as far as shop rates or anything like, or discounts on parts?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have two promotions that are on all year. One is a owner operator special. So if you're on with the large carrier that we're already repairing their trucks, we would pass their discount on to you. So it helps everyone. It helps the customer and it helps the fleet because the big fleets like that only come on with A companies like ourselves. And then the other promotion we have, is, as I mentioned earlier, for the fleets, right? So if you have 10 trucks or trailers plus, you get a fleet rate.
Right. And you're located here in Mississauga, so you're central. You're right off the highway. Anybody going through the GTA would be able to get to you here. So now it started as kind of a family business, from what I understand, and you've now grown in leaps and bounds. And you're here now. So what's the future hold for this? Are they looking at specialty repairs or any new services coming up?
Oh, well, the company that purchased it from the previous owner is called Rouge River Capital. So that's our father company, and their specialty is buying small businesses and expanding them, right, making them more profitable and to provide better customer service. So there's always some new things on the horizon. We currently own three Freightliner dealerships now, one in Quebec and two up north. So we're looking to grow just because we can provide our customers better service and economies of scale.
Okay, and is that where some of the equipment comes from? These other Freightliner dealerships, would they bring equipment in? So is there a better deal on a Freightliner, I'll say, or
Yeah, well, those sister companies, they strictly focus on new trucks, right? So that's why we're on at this store in Mississauga. We're going to be their remarketing division. So we're going to be their used truck hub.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of places because sometimes it's hard to get equipment in the whole area to begin with, right? So it's good to see that it's coming on. So how does it work when someone contracts with a shop? I'm not sure if this is your area or not, but do they have to apply to be a regular customer here? I'm not talking about someone just driving in for the auto oil change, but somebody who maybe wants to use your services full time. What's the process for becoming a customer for you?
Oh, it's very easy to become a customer. If you want to open up an account where you can pay in 30 days, then there's a process like we give you a form and then we do a credit check behind the scenes, blah, blah. Accounting will do that. But the other thing is just you can just call in, and if you're going to pay cash, we'll make an appointment and we'll try to get your truck in ASAP.
Okay, and what's the waiting times here? I mean, a big shop like this, you've got lots of carriers that use you guys, and what is the waiting time for a shop nowadays? Is that possible to schedule a truck in?
Yeah, for sure. Well, we try to get the guys in within 24 hours. We have we have a morning shift, like an early morning shift that starts at 7:30, and then we have a shift that ends at 2 a.m. So we have two shifts. So that's what within 24 hours we try to get your truck in.
Wow, so everybody gets a chance to sleep. There's 5 hours where you guys are closed, so someone gets to sleep. So, and they're probably doing mobile repairs from what I see of here. So yeah, you guys have really come up. Is there as far as I'm really interested in the truck sales because I have a lot of owner operators that listen to this podcast, and I'm just wondering. If you're outside of this, is there a way of them seeing these trucks online? Maybe someone doesn't live in the GTA or whatever. Can they see what you have available?
Yeah, so then that's an initiative we're doing this week. We're updating our website with our truck inventory. And in addition, we've partnered with a magazine called Truck and Trailer, and we're also going to advertise in there. So you'll be able to see our inventory online or in a magazine.
Okay, so that's great. That's a great way to find if you're out of town or you're traveling and you're thinking about buying that. In fact, I was just at a company the other day and the guy was looking at purchasing extra equipment. So that's a great way of knowing what happens when these people have multiple trucks. Do you deal with any owner operators that maybe have what we call a mini fleet?
Yeah, we do. And those guys, they get specialized pricing and service just because most of the time we've sold them a truck in the past and we've grown with them, right? So we intend on growing with our customers. So if we definitely have someone like that who's a current customer, I can really I have my pull in the shop. So if they come in, I can speak to the service manager and make sure they're out on a fair amount of time for a fair price.
Okay. Well, I always encourage drivers who are maybe thinking of investigating a new shop to actually come and see the shop. It's one thing to, and everybody's got a website nowadays, but that's not the best way to see a shop. Do you guys offer tours of the shop or can people come and see you?
Yeah, we do that often. If customers knew, we want to introduce them to the service advisor, who's the first point of contact. We want to introduce them to the service manager, and also to the more touches, the better, right? The accounting department, who they'll be speaking to in the future, and just putting a name to the face.
Yeah. So how does somebody book one of these tours? How do we? Do we just show up at the door? But it's probably better to give you a call and figure out if you're going to be here, right? So how do people get more information?
Yeah, you can give us a call. We're all a team here, right? I'm just not in the sales department. Everyone is. So you can give me a call at 416-816-7437.
Is that your home number or is that the actual number?
No. That's my cell phone, 416-816-7437.
And what's the website for R&T?
I've got it. Sorry.
Hold on. We gotta read his card here.
It's funny. Okay, so it's www.com, rnttrailerrepair.com.
That was a test for you to see if you knew that, and apparently, but it's only 2. We'll give you a break because it's only been 2 weeks for Amrit. So, anything else you'd like to share with us as far as buying a truck? What's one tip you would offer potential owner operator when buying?
Just to get a feel for the service history, who had the truck in the past, what were they doing, and here we're completely transparent here about the truck, who owned it, what they ran, and everything. We're really transparent company here. Everything is fully disclosed and honestly.
And do you guys offer things like oil samples and stuff if requested? Because that's something, it's important to see what that truck has done in the previous life, right?
Yeah, that's a fantastic thing. Here, because we've already inspected the truck and we know what it's about, we do not do it, but the customer is free to do it. I think it's a $25 charge. and then you'll get basically a printout and a health report of the engine.
Very important if you're about to buy something for 5 years going forward, right? Amrit, thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for listening.